And today, let me discuss with you the new topic of AI and generative AI and ChatGPT revolution in finance, because it's a hot topic, to be honest. Everyone is speaking and discussing how to incorporate generative AI in their day-to-day activities. And they are wondering how to apply it in a proper manner, and they don't know how to use it properly or efficiently, because all of what they've heard of is just a cloud word like ChatGPT, or maybe using AI in general, but they don't know the real meaning behind it. And that's the purpose of today's webinar. Let me give you a quick hint about your presenters today. We are accompanied by Mohammed Ruby, who is a global finance leader and has more than 20 years of experience in multinational organizations, as well as myself. I specialize in data analytics, financial technology, and regulatory technology, as well as generative AI usages and applications. And today we will discuss deeply how to use AI and generative AI in the proper manner, and how to incorporate it in your day-to-day activity. Let me give you a quick brief about the context of today's webinar, because we also have the concept, or the vague concept, of generative AI. We have to understand and we have to learn what is generative AI in a proper manner, and we have to know how generative AI is actually used in order to revolutionize our analytics, and how to use it properly in order to build our digital capabilities in your day-to-day activities, and incorporate it into your streamlined financial services, as well as showing how to do it in terms of a practical case study. Because in Heart Academy, it's all about what we believe in, giving you a practical case study for each and every scenario that you may face in your day-to-day activity, and make sure that you come out with the best value possible, as well as applying what you have learned from our information to make sure that you apply it the next day when you go to your office. Let me give you a quick brief about generative AI in general, and understanding how generative AI works and what is actually the meaning behind generative AI. But before we dive into it, I want to make sure that you're not confused with the if and else if statements, because people are actually thinking that if they are building if and else if statements in Excel, for example, it's called an artificial intelligence model. And no, it's not. It's a completely different topic, and I just wanted to make sure that everybody is actually aligned on this one, because I see it too many times in multiple large corporations where people are actually confused between both of these scenarios. AI is not if or else if. The concept of generative AI, as we explained, maybe that you can see it from the perspective of just generating something, but it's actually not. It's a substract or a subset of artificial intelligence technology that has the capability of generating content such as text, images, audio, or other formats. And we use it in finance in order to build us a comprehensive report, as well as valuable insights and forecasts, as well as recommendations for our stakeholders based on the current data that we feed to it. But we can safe to say that it's not a crystal ball, but it comes close. Now let's understand the brains behind generative AI and how it actually works. Because when you hear a generative AI technology, you don't think about it as something that it generates content for you. It actually has a complex algorithm into it that enables it in order to generate relevant content based on what you feed it, because it's not going to generate anything out of random. It uses the information that you feed in order to generate the content that you want. It also incorporates machine learning technology in order to learn from the data that you feed it, as well as using the deep neural network technology in order to mimic how the human brain works and how it actually develops over time in order to learn from all the data that you feed it from time to time. Now let's explain or maybe differentiate between traditional AI and generative AI because it's most often actually thought about as the same thing when actually is not. Because traditional AI is using the existing data in order to make predictions or decisions relying on information without generating new content from the first place. However, generative AI is actually using the data that you give it in order to build new data from scratch, as well as using the data that you give it in order to assist you with the content that you wanted to create. So it's a completely different thing because we are not using artificial intelligence in order to just give us a simple answer. We are telling it how to behave. We are teaching it how to behave in order to assist us for our day-to-day activity, as well as remove some of the hassle of what we have from our comprehensive and late night creations of projects and reports and so on and so forth. And of course, speaking about practical applications in finance, coming in handy with what we can use in order to utilize generative AI properly, because it can help us enhance financial decision making, and how we can incorporate financial decision making into generative AI, and how we can use it properly to automate the data analysis process and use predictive analytics in order to make sure that we are using the data that we have and we deliver the value that we can provide for the stakeholders and the board of directors, as well as using it in order to help us building financial reports and use the generative AI in a proper manner in order to have an actionable insight and provide a clear vision for those who are in wait of the outcome that will come from the generative AI tool that you will use. And at last but not least, we can also use it for the risk assessment, portfolio optimization, as well as fraud detection and prevention, because it's actually used in multiple large corporations to mimic how the human behavior works and how to streamline it using the existing large data that large corporations have in order to have specific scoring, for example, or risk scoring or fraud scoring or portfolio optimization for a specific scenario or other actions, if I may say, in order to utilize it properly. And also we have to emphasize on the usage of financial planning and analysis, because it's a hot topic in the financial planning and analysis world to use generative AI and to use the proper manner in order to have a forecasted idea about the data that you use by using automation for accuracy and efficiency in budgeting and forecasting, as well as building your financial planning from scratch. It can help you and it can assist you to adapt quickly to market changes whenever you wanted to have, for example, a specific scenario analysis for a specific period of time. It can change based on the input that you feed, as well as it can help you to gain strategic decision support, and it can help you to give you insights on what exactly should be taken in consideration if you wanted to help you with it. Also, it can help us to use predictive analytics, which is a part of the analytics model, in order to assist us to have advanced forecasting, because quite frankly, when we are using generative AI, we are not using it only to assist us in historical data, but we also can use it in order to forecast and try to predict what will happen in the future. For example, the market manipulation and market fluctuations, we can predict it as well using generative AI. And now we will dive deep into building digital capabilities in finance function with Mohammed Al-Rubi. I will leave the floor to you so that I can discuss it with the audience today.
Thank you, Ahmed, and hello, everyone. Let me share quickly my screen. Okay. Now we need to learn how to build a digital capabilities in our organization. So we understood what is the importance of generative AI and ChatGPT for finance professionals. So as a CFOs or finance directors, what should we do? How can we build the digital capabilities in our organization? So let's start by understanding very, very important concept, because when I meet anyone from finance, they always ask me, do you see that AI will replace people or not? This is the very, very common questions that's raised by many people. Do you think that AI is a threat for finance, or something can help finance to work more productive and more efficient? The answer is AI does not replace people, but people who don't know AI will be replaced by the people who knows AI. This is the key and the golden rule for our session today. So AI has no risk for the people who understand technology, who understand digital, and the risk is only for the people who are resisting to change, who are resisting to understand technology, understand digital, and this is the only people who has risk. But there is no impact at all from AI to replace people. Let me explain to you what should the machine do and what should the people do in the finance function. So machine will do the following. Number one, machine can help us in making mathematical calculations, whatever kind of calculations, aggregated summation, multiplication, even very complex calculation, that will be done by the machine. Also, machine can make for us prediction, can make for us process execution, automation, can help us also in any warning, any raising any flag, enforcing rules, also can help us in simple decision making, and also in generating advice. This is what machine can do for us. At the same time, what should people do? People can work on another side on strategy and design. This cannot be done by machine, right? So setting strategy, setting vision, setting key strategic objectives, that should be done by people who understand their business very well. So that's for sure will not be replaced by AI. Also, human intuition and judgment. Who can judge that the data came from AI is right or wrong, right? Who can judge that the outcomes from the machine is making sense or not? These people, right? So we still need people. We still need the judgment of people. We still need the intuition of people. Also, exceptional handling. If we have any change in process, any change in our business model, who's gonna make that change? Who's gonna tell the machine that we changed our business model or our value chain or any process? People, right? So AI will not replace people. We still need people for many critical decisions and many critical steps in the process. Also, complex decisions. Machine can help us in simple decisions, but very complex decisions that needs a combination of experience along with knowledge, along with technical aspects that need people, right? Also, determining the rules. Who's gonna teach the machine, right? We always talk about machine learning. Who's gonna teach the machine? People, right? Machine building. Who's gonna build the formulas? Who's gonna build the algorithm? Who's gonna build the model? Also people. Now you understand that AI will not replace people. There is a role of the machine, which is facilitating our process, making our life easier by helping us in calculation, in building models to save our time, help us to work more efficient. But we still need people, the people who are setting the strategy, who are handling the complex decision making, the people who are teaching the machine. So we need both of them. So the process will start always by number one, building the models, right? Building the algorithm, building the formulas. Who's gonna do that? People. So the developers, along definitely with the business people and the technical people, will help, will start building the models and the algorithm for the machine. Then the machine will start to execute and calculate to make our life easy, to make the process more efficient, more quick. Then once we receive the outcome from the machine, we are as a people, we have to advise the machine if the outcomes right or wrong, right? If it makes sense or not. Do we need any adjustment to the outcomes or not? So the people who are inform the machine, advise the machine, correct the outcomes from a machine is people. Then the machine will learn more and more. The more process, the more information we give to the machine, the more advices, the more tips we give to the machine will learn. And then we're gonna plan and adapt again and build again and again. So it is a continuous loop. So this is how the AI and people can work together. The second question is how to develop the digital capabilities in our organization. If you are a CFO or finance director or finance manager or whatever, and you want to develop a digital capabilities in your organization, how can we make that happen? Number one, we have to understand that there are two teams or two types of people we should have in our organization. The first group is the data scientists, the people who understand statistics very well, the people who are strong in coding, programming, developers, and people also understand business. Those are the key three skills needed for the data science team. On the other hand, we have our finance team. Our finance team doesn't understand coding, programming. Also, most of them, they are not strong in statistics, but they understand their business very well. They understand their finance process, how to build the profitability model, how to build the valuation model. So our finance people understand business, but our data science people does not understand our business very well, but they are very strong in statistics and programming. So how can we solve this issue? How can we make the balance? I know it's difficult. I know it's hard. Sometimes finance people, when they speak to the programmers or the developers, they don't understand each other, right? Because finance or business people speak their own language, and the programmers speaking completely different language. They are talking about, algorithm and very, very technical technology language, right? So how can we solve the problem? How can we make it work smoothly in our organization? What we suggest is to build the citizen data science inside your finance function. How can we make that done? What we recommend is assess your finance people and see which one from your finance people is passionate about technologies, passionate about digital transformation, and try to develop their skills. I'm not saying to be a programmers or to be a developers, but at least we need those people to understand the basics of data science, the basics of statistics, and those people will be the contact person with the data science people. This will help finance functions to execute digital transformation very well. And this is one of the most important steps. Develop the people inside your organization who are talented or passionate about digital or about technology, and try to give them basics of statistics and basics of data science and program, just basics, just to let them understand the key concepts, the key terminology, and then they can work closely with the Center of Excellence for Data Science in a very clear manner. This is one point. The second point, if you are, as a CFO or finance director, planning to hire a new finance team members, please hire for the future. Don't focus on short-term resolution. For example, if you have an issue or if you need to develop your FP&A team, if you need to hire someone to handle the budgeting process or someone in credit to handle the accounts receivable process, whatever, don't focus only on solving the current business problem. Focus on the future. When you hire people who are talented and passionate about technology. Hire for the future. Don't hire someone doesn't have any technology background, doesn't have any digital background, doesn't have understand even the basics of digital transformation. This is why we call it hire for the future. So those are the two key advices: hire for the future, or if you have already someone inside your finance function passionate about technology, develop them and let them understand the basics of statistics and programming. In this case, both teams can work in a very high level of collaborations and we can succeed in digital transformation. Finance people understand their business, finance people understand the basics of statistics and programming, and they can easily communicate to the data science people and they can build a very successful digital transformation or any successful digital project. So the key takeaways: number one, AI does not replace people. We understood what should machines do and what should people do. Number two, people who use AI will replace people who don't. So try to understand the basics of AI. Try to understand how can we leverage AI in our day-to-day work. Again, I'm not asking finance to be a developers or to be a programmers. I'm asking you to understand the basics and how to use those AI tools in your day-to-day job. Number three, changing hiring profile. Hire for the future. Hire the people who are passionate about technology. Hire the people who has a background of digital finance and digital transformation in general. Last but not least, start a citizen data science inside your finance function. Put a development plan in your finance functions, especially the people who are in the leadership team of your finance functions, and put for them a development plan, and part of it should be something about data science and digital transformation. We are as a finance, yes, we are very passionate about digital transformation. We are very passionate to be a true business partners to our stakeholders, but we shouldn't forget that we are as a finance, we have to ensure compliance, we have to ensure regulations, we have to ensure ethics. So when you implement any digital transformation or implement any AI tool or whatever, ensure there is no bias in the models. No one can influence the model or the algorithm by putting something biased to get biased outcomes from the AI. Number two, data privacy. Yes, we are encouraging people to implement digital transformation. We encourage people to use technology, but we have to ensure high level of cybersecurity and data security. Regulatory compliance. When you implement AI, you have to ensure that the AI is compliant with your company's policy, compliant with your country, compliant with your region. So this is very, very important. And last but not least, we have to ensure ethics and play it fair. Thank you very much, everyone. And I will leave the floor now to Ahmed again.
Thank you, Mohammed. It was actually quite remarkable to discuss how we can use such technology in a proper manner, as well as focusing on the unethical usage, because it's a very important part for us to be able to consider the ethical usage of any tool, not just generative AI. Let me give you a quick example on how we can actually utilize generative AI and how we can utilize such technologies and artificial intelligence technologies from our day-to-day activities, as well as making the best use out of this technology for our finance practices and our day-to-day activity. Before we do that, let me give you a success story about what happened with JP Morgan, because JP Morgan actually had an extensive case study, if I may say, regarding the usage of artificial intelligence in trading and utilizing AI in trading. The challenge with JP Morgan was to enhance the trading operations, as they needed a comprehensive solution that could analyze the market data in real time and make split-second trading decisions in order to maximize profit and in order to make sure that they don't lack the time barrier and they don't lack the human barrier as well. We can discuss how they have implemented it in general, and we can say that it's safe to say that they have integrated artificial intelligence technology and algorithm into their trading systems. And by utilizing the algorithms and by utilizing such technology, they have been able to use the market news and the historical data that they have, as well as the current trading trends, in order to make a fast decision and quick decision to be taken on the spot whenever they have a critical moment in their trading activities from time to time. And what is the result of such thing? I may say that the result was actually quite remarkable, because they have managed to increase the trading efficiency as well as enhancing the trading accuracy, and they have improved the risk management strategies, and they have minimized their losses to the maximum that they can deliver. What we can learn from this case study is basically that JP Morgan is using artificial intelligence technology in trading and incorporating it in their day-to-day activity in order to make the best use out of their human resources, as well as using the best information that they have from the old data and the reliant data that they have in order to predict the future and to make sure that they have a strategic outlook in terms of utilizing the data and having it in place. The second case study that I want to share with you today is BlackRock case study. And it's actually quite interesting for me, because what they have done, and of course everybody knows what BlackRock is. It's like the largest asset management company in the world. The challenge with them is they wanted to optimize the algorithmic trading strategy, and they wanted to utilize the generative AI technology in order to make sure that they have a well-informed trading decisions while minimizing risk at the same time. What they have done is that they have incorporated generative AI in order to enhance their algorithmic trading, as well as automating it, in order to make sure that the process is actually has no human intervention. And the AI is actually analyzing the market data on itself. It's using the data that it was streamlined into it, as well as the economic indicators of the given circumstance, to make sure that they are the system is actually learning from the given events, and as well as the trading trends, if I may say, in order to have data-driven decisions that will aim in optimal returns while managing risks, as well as minimizing losses to the maximum. And the results of this implementation was actually quite remarkable, because when we look at it from this perspective, from BlackRock's perspective, they have managed to increase the trading efficiency, and they have managed to reduce the human error, the human factor error, as well as managing to have a stable return over time. When we aggregate the returns over a year, for example, their returns have been more stable ever since they have used generative AI, as well as the enhanced competition advantage in the financial market, because now they can market themselves as the largest asset management company that is using actually artificial intelligence algorithms in order to assist their traders and their advisors to help their clients and to help those who are actually in need of their services. Sorry to stop. Muhammad, can you enable the video, please? All right. Coming back to the topic. Actually, when we talk about generative AI and the usages of generative AI in the finance sector and in the finance world, we are only discussing how to implement it, but we are not discussing how we can utilize it to the fullest and what are the practical applications of it. We are not thinking beyond what it can actually do. And in terms of the true capabilities of artificial intelligence and what we can actually provide and what we can actually use in terms of utilizing this technology, we can build bespoke investment strategies and how we can use it in order to assist us in our investment strategy building, as well as the whole concept of advisory, whether it's a robo advisory or human advisory assisted with AI. And now coming to the fun part, and this is actually the most important part of today's webinar, because today I will walk with you through all the challenges that I have faced in my day-to-day activities and in my real life work in order to use generative AI properly, and how I used it and how I leveraged it in order to assist me, in order to build a comprehensive report or perform excellent data analysis, if I may say, or if I wanted to visualize data in a proper manner and save time, or if I wanted to use it to suggest and recommend action plans to stakeholders and board of directors. And the first case study that we have is a strategic financial modeling for mergers and acquisitions. This was quite a long time ago. I was presented with two company data. Let's call it company A and company B, just for the sake of simplification. And actually, the data was actually, when we talk about it from a historical perspective, it wasn't quite intensive. I only had the EBITDA, the revenue, the capital expenditure, and the net debt. And I was asked to use this data in order to forecast what will happen in the next 5 years if the merge was actually taken in place, and whether it's a good option to do it in the first place or not. Given the limitation of the data that I have, and given the tight deadline that I had, because I was asked to present it by end of day, and I didn't have time because I had a lot of work. So I used generative AI in my advantage, and I fed it with the data that I have in order to assist me to come up with the proper analysis and the proper structure for the report that I will send to the board of directors. And actually, it helped me tremendously in order to utilize the data that I have to build a forecasted model. As you can see, it forecasted the revenue and the EBITDA for the next 5 years, if the merge took place, of course, and as well as forecasted capital expenditure, forecasted net debt, as well as the earning per share dilution if the merge were ever taken in place for the next 5 years. After utilizing this visualization, and after I've seen the impact on the merge if it were ever taken in place, I have used generative AI and ChatGPT in order for me to build a comprehensive report that I can send to the board of directors and the stakeholders, including the executive summary of the case, as well as the all the data of what I used, and as well as actionable insights from the data that I've used. I've built a sensitivity analysis. I have made a visualization report for all of the data that I have, as well as the data that I have forecasted, as I've shown you in the last slide. And at the end, I gave a strategic implication and recommendation for the board of directors on how to implement it properly and how to utilize the deal in order to make sure that they are not losing business from their side. The second case study that we are facing at the moment is actually a quite good case study for me, because I believe that most of us today are actually facing this challenge from our day-to-day activity, which is multi-scenario budget planning. I was also presented with similar data for the last 5 years for revenue, for example, or for costs, as well as the interest impact, and I was asked to visualize it in a proper manner and build a comprehensive forecast using all of the 3 sensitivity analysis scenarios, whether it's a baseline, optimistic, or pessimistic scenario, if it ever took in place for a period of 5 years. And I used ChatGPT and generative AI technology in order to build the visualization that I needed, and in order to make sure that I am utilizing it in the proper manner. And as you can see, I visualized it. Quite frankly, it's actually a very good representation of the data, because when I use this visualization and I use it to speak about the value and I use it to speak about the information that I have already calculated from the data that I was given. For example, the net income, I was able to calculate it, the net profit margin using generative AI, and then visualizing it to make sure that I am delivering the main point to the stakeholders and to give them the actionable insight at the end of the report. And this jumps to the conclusion that we actually will help you with building such a comprehensive report, or use generative AI in general, or use the generative AI technology such as ChatGPT 4 or Google Gemini Advanced in our new program, which is the ChatGPT and Generative AI for Finance Professional program. This program, actually, I have designed it myself in order to make sure that you are applying the critical situations that you are facing. You are using or leveraging the generative technology in your day-to-day activity in order to make sure that you are solving your business issues, you are saving your time, you are making sure that you are delivering the right amount of information and the right amount of data, and you are actually saving yourself from the hassle of creating something that they may not like, because you are using the latest technology and the latest trend in order to achieve your goals. For example, if I may say, if we are talking about financial planning, financial strategic analysis, financial modeling, or scenario analysis, sensitivity analysis, and various applications of financial planning and analysis, if you want to build a comprehensive report, if you want to build a specific case, if you want to build a sensitivity model, for example, if you want to build a complete financial model from scratch, we will help you to leverage it in order to present it to your stakeholders and board of directors. And of course, I will be your presenter for or instructor for this program. Actually, when I talk about the program itself, I'm talking about it from the practical perspective. I will make sure that by the end of the course, you will be able to digest everything from a practical manner. I will walk with you through intensive case studies, and I will make sure that you can apply what you have learned from us from the program in your next day directly when you go back to work. And the program will actually start in Saturday, April 20th, 2024. It's a 4-hour session program. And we are presenting a special 10% discount for everybody who has attended the webinar with us today, which is HOF10 code. You can use it in the checkout. It will be written in the chat right now. You can use this code to have a special 10% discount when you ever check out for this program using our official website link. And the cost of investment for this program is $197 before the discount. So you can utilize the discount today, and you can reserve your seat to make sure that you are utilizing the artificial intelligence technology in your day-to-day activity. And jumping to conclusion, if somebody has any question or having any thought or idea before we present our gift today, I would love to hear about if somebody has a question.
Thank you, Ahmed. I have a list of questions, and
yes.
After answering all the questions, we're going to have one winner. So stay until the end. One of you will be the winner and will attend the course for free. But let's answer the questions first. So we have a question from Ahmed Hosni. He's asking about, can we use actual data from financial statement to get a strategic planning using AI?
Yes, absolutely. It's actually depending on the data that you feed, because when you build a strategic plan, for example, it's not only financial statement information that you need to give. You have to have a comprehensive report or a comprehensive information about the company, the vision and mission, as well as how you want to target your specific company goals. All of these data will be used in the generative AI technology in order to assist it to build you the strategic planning. It will walk with you step by step on how to achieve it, on how to build it, and how to make sure that you are curating it in the best way possible, and to make sure that you are meeting your goals based on the information and the data that you feed it.
Thank you, Ahmed. The second question came from El-Shamy, and he asked, how can I use AI in building profitability and cost management models?
You can build profitability and cost management models by utilizing technologies of generative AI, such as ChatGPT, for example, because we are using ChatGPT extensively, but the new model, which is the ChatGPT 4, you can feed it all of the information regarding the sensitivity analysis and profitability analysis, as well as building the cost management reports and models. But you have to make sure that you are giving it the proper information first, because if you gave it a vague info, if you gave it a vague or unclear or uncertain information about what you want exactly to achieve, it will not give you the right answer. So for example, if you have given it a simple Excel sheet and you told it to analyze or maybe build a model on top of which that you want to assist with, it will not be able to create it directly. You have to assist it, you have to work with it, you have to tell it exactly what you want in order to achieve it. And quite honestly, we have one case study in our course that will assist you in order to build profitability and cost management models from scratch, but focusing more importantly on the financial analysis model in general.
Thank you, Ahmed. And I believe also in the training program, you're going to share people how to use AI and other generative AI tools, right, to run profitability analysis models, run financial statements, projections, financial models, scenario planning. All of that will be covered in the program.
Yes, absolutely. And not only ChatGPT, but also utilizing the technology of Google Gemini Pro, for example, or Google Gemini Advanced, because it's the latest competitor of ChatGPT 4. We will also teach you how to do it.
Yes, thank you. We have another question from Asad. He's asking about the reports given by AI will be in Excel, or will be having any kind of editable formulas?
Unfortunately, the generative AI is not building an editable formula, for example, but we can curate it in a different perspective, because when you basically build your model and you ask it to build your model, and once you are finishing building your model, it can assist you in creating the Excel sheet if you wish it to, and we can show you how to do it. But the generated outcome of the sheet will not have a dynamic array, for example, or dynamic formula that you can enable it later on. But what we can do is we can help you to create this exact model or formula by using generative AI into your model by your hands. And this is the technique that we teach you, because we are not giving you, as we say, we are not giving you the fish, we are giving you the know-how how to catch the fish. We are giving you how to curate it properly, how to utilize it and leverage it in your model or your Excel model, for example, in order to create your goal and achieve it, but not to create it directly that you will not be able to edit it.
At the same time, Ahmed, I believe the AI tool can help us to understand what was the formulas, right? Generated that.
Yes, absolutely. It can help you understand the formula. It can help you to create the formula. You can give it a natural language sentence, for example, and it will create the formula for you. And this is part of the amazing technology that generative AI can offer, because you don't have to have a technical skill or a coding skill in order to use it, rather than using a simple natural language in order to instruct the machine with what exactly you want. And we will teach you exactly how to speak to it in order to have the outcome that you desire.
Yes. So Asad, you will not find the editable formulas in Excel, but you can understand what is the formula behind the outcomes. So I believe it will give you the same outcome.
Absolutely. And it will be better for you to actually use generative AI to build it by yourself, rather than ask generative AI to create the report directly without you understanding how it actually went in place or how it was actually built from scratch.
Yes. We received another question, Ahmed. What is the difference between ChatGPT 4 and Gemini Advanced?
That's actually a very good question, because when we talk about the algorithmic perspective, or how the neural network processor works for GPT-4 versus Gemini Advanced, from practical perspective or from the end user perspective, they are both quite similar, because both can generate code, both can analyze data, both can analyze text, both can analyze Excel sheets, for example. But from the technicality perspective, I believe that ChatGPT 4 is actually quite more practical and better in generating outcomes, because it has been live, if I'm not mistaken, for the past 4, 5, 6 months, and has been learning from all the feed of the people that are using it. So I believe ChatGPT 4 is actually at the moment more advanced than Gemini, but by time Gemini Advanced will outcome and surpass ChatGPT 4, that's for sure.
Thank you, Ahmed. Actually, the session is very interactive. We have a lot of questions. We will not be able to answer all of them live, but we'll answer all of you definitely by email. But
Yes.
let's take another couple of questions. One question is about, can this AI report be accepted academically?
That's a very good question, because when ChatGPT, for example, started, or generative AI was introduced to the public, it was not ethical to be used in academic perspective. And a lot of universities were actually denying the usage of such technology in building essays or building reports, or, for example, utilizing it. And they thought that it's cheating rather than assisting the student in their academic dues, or the reports or the essays that they have to create. But it was the same concept that was actually said back in the day when the calculator was created, for example. Everybody was actually furious about how a calculator is actually making us turning off our brains, and how we shouldn't use it, because we should be able to calculate using hand. And then I can't recall if there is only one household that doesn't have a basic calculator, either from phone or just a simple calculator lying on your desk. So it's the same thing. People will actually deny the technology, but then they will embrace it by time. And if I'm not mistaken, there are a lot of universities that are enabling the usage of generative technology or generative AI technology at the moment. They have started to roll it out.
Thank you, Ahmed. And let's take the last questions, and we can answer
Please.
the rest by email. And I know this is your favorite topic. Dr. Muhammad Amir is asking about, can the AI help in detecting accounting manipulation in financial statements? I believe this is one of the best practices, right, of AI to detect fraud and detect things. So can you explain more, Ahmed?
Absolutely. It can detect accounting manipulations, because accounting manipulations in general is all about hiding a specific fact into the financial statement, for example, or manipulating the reviewer or the auditor into thinking that there is something happening with the company of which is not. So if they want to maximize their assets, for example, and or maybe they want to have a specific vision about their net income. Back in the day, the auditing process, the simple auditing process, was all about discovering the hidden parts of the presented documentation from the corporate or the SME or whatever. And it developed over time to the usage of the international standards, such as US GAAP or IFRS, for example, to make sure that there is no some sort of manipulation or bad practices is used to curate a specific element. But it got developed to a point where they are actually making manipulative fraud actions over their statements to maximize the value of which that they are not possessing. And by using artificial intelligence, it can help the auditor, or it can help the person who is actually auditing or reviewing these documentations or these statements to catch any discrepancies, for example, between the financial statement or the cash flow statement or the PL profit and loss, and or maybe to build a curated forecast model based on the financial report that was given or presented to the auditor, as well as using scoring analysis and giving risk scoring for each and every element to make sure that you are incorporating it in bulk, or in if you have multiple case studies that you want to work on at the same time, it can absolutely help you with it. And there are a lot of if I'm not mistaken, startups that started incorporating these technologies and selling it in terms of, for example, sales as a service or program as a service, whatever you want to call it. A lot of startups are actually providing these services for the masses to be utilized by generative AI.
Thank you, Ahmed. I believe because of the, we are running out of time. Let me share my screen and see who would be the winner for today. And also, Ahmed, if you can also share your screen after running that wheel and show people how to register in the program. So let me share my screen and see who will be the winner who will attend this program for free. Let me 1 second.
Ensure that your screen is shown.
Yeah. Can you all see my screen? Yeah. Can you see my screen, Ahmed?
Let me check.
Can you just put in the chat box?
I can see your screen, yes.
Okay. So let's see who will be the winner who will attend the our program for free on April 20th. Let me run the wheel. So the winner is Dr. Mohammed Amir. So congratulations, Dr. Mohammed. You will attend with us the program on April 20th. It will be for 4 hours, and looking forward to seeing you in the program. So Ahmed, if you can.
I will show you how to sign up for the program, but Dr. Mohammed, please contact us after the webinar is done so that we can work with you on how to redeem your gift. So let me share my screen at the moment to show you how to sign up for the program. This is our main website. You just visit hof-global.co, and then you go to your new page, which is Hoft Academy. You can see my screen, right?
Yes, we can see this.
Perfect. As we discussed in the beginning of the meeting, that we have 4 categories for each program. You visit Next Generation Finance Program, and you can scroll down a little bit until you see the ChatGPT and Generative AI for Finance Professionals. We have the program overview and the program outline if you want to take a look at it. What are the modules that we are providing, and what you will learn, and what are the outcomes of the program once you attend. You basically click on Add to Cart. And the website will transform you to the checkout page.
And we need, Ahmed, all the attendees, they can apply a promo code. So use HOFT10 as a promo code only for the people attended this webinar. This is a gift for everyone attended the webinar.
You can click on have a coupon, click here to enter your coupon. Yeah. You can, and then you apply your coupon, and it will be applied. Just fill out the information and then click on place order, and it will be generated to the next page of which that you will proceed with the payment. Once the payment is actually done, it will transfer back to you and will notify us so that we can move to the next step.
So thank you, Ahmed, and thank you everyone for attending today. I see some people wants to participate. Let me give access to people to
Please.
To ask questions. Someone has any other questions? So Ahmed, you are the host. Can you enable people, please?
I will repeat that. You are the host, not me. Can you do it at your end?
Yes, 1 second. There's one raising his hand.
Please.
Okay, Ahmed, yes, his question is already answered. So thank you, Ahmed, and thank you everyone for attending today. And looking forward to seeing you in our program next month, and looking forward also to seeing you in our future webinars. We're gonna conduct different webinars in the coming few weeks. So looking forward to seeing all of you. Thank you, everyone.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me today.
Thank you. Bye.
Good night, everyone. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.